Welcome to another session of Ender Space 2. I'm Matt, and today I'm going to be playing the Lumeris with the new skin. And the Lumeris are basically the Space Mafia faction. They focus a lot on space trading and pacifism, so they get bonuses to trade routes, they get an extra trade headquarter, etc. Now, the trading aspect of them is probably not going to be that important for Ender Space 2, Ender's Legend difficulty run, because basically the AI doesn't trade. So being able to trade more effectively is less important if you have no one else to trade with. It's still good to trade with yourself, and it's a nice way of getting extra dust and extra science, and maybe it can help us get the dust victory, for instance. But it's not really as good as it probably could be in a pacifist human player game. What is more distinctive of our player style is that we can buy new outposts. So basically, instead of building outposts via industry, we spend dust to make outposts. Meaning that we have more scout ships early in the game to find planets, and we don't have to build colony ships to get to planets. So we can basically colonize very quickly and very effectively, as long as we base our economy around dust. We have some other nice things like the ability to explore more efficiently with more probes, extra happiness in our systems, and so on. But this is the main thing that makes us interesting, planet brokers. And we also start as pacifists, which is important because it lets us force peace, which is something we're going to be doing if we find our neighbors. The worst thing that can happen to this faction, I think, is spawning right next to Cravers, because force peace doesn't work on Cravers, because they don't understand what peace means and what peace is. But other factions, we can just force them to be at peace, and if they're reasonably peacefully inclined, they'll eventually like us because we're at peace, like Unfallen, Riftborn, Sophons, Volters, they're all quite friendly. Even Vodiani. Some factions will be more aggressive, maybe the Hisho. The Quavers are immune to force peace, so that'll be the absolute disaster scenario. Because even though we can spread quite quickly, our industry doesn't really take off that quickly either. So, yeah, it would be better if we don't spawn next to Quavers. I think I'll pick orange as the color because I saw that the new Buccaneer skin features lots of orange. As usual, I'm not playing with pirates because it's a design mistake. And just now we're going to be seeing the opening cinematic, which sort of gives us an indication of how the society is very much around space mafia, various oligarchical families controlling everything, some upstarts in the system, standard mafia stuff. Or standard mafia in fiction, if nobody does it like in real life.
Sure, the families have disagreements.
That's why we have codes.
To work together. You don't steal the fish from somebody else's plate.
The second he walked in, I knew the kid was different. He'd take risks. Break the rules that tied my hands. But he ignores the codes. Goes overboard.
And dust, powerful stuff.
No personal use.
So we collect it, invest it.
And he misuses dust.
Complaints get handled here.
Not in back alleys.
Applies, shall we say, unnecessary force. Maybe he knows dust, but I know the families. And I need both of those to take the galaxy.
So cool stuff. Basically, with the trade-orientated faction, all about dust, and the story is going to be about the dust. Well, it's this agreement about how to use dust, how to control the families, the power balance between our character, the head of the most powerful family, and the young upstart. So, as usual, the first few turns, we have to decide, what are we going to do with our hero, what are we going to do with our science, what are we going to do with our lore, and what are we going to produce on our system. So, as for science, as usual, I think xenolinguistics is very important, just to build up our infrastructure, or industry infrastructure, I should say. Now, we start on a temperate fertile planet, which is great news for that upgrade. But also, we don't have that upgrade until a couple of turns. So I might actually want to speed it out. Now I could go for extra dust, but we're not going to get that much. Like if we go for Super Tax Act, we're getting four bonus dust per planet, and also we're going to lose the happiness bonus. So it's actually not. It's at least probably not enough dust to warrant that. But I do want to get Xenolinguistics online as fast as possible. So I could think about going for High Psi Act if I had it unlocked, which for some reason I don't. Why is this cram exam? Requires a... What? This is so weird. I can't believe I don't have this. Has it been moved over there? That's interesting. Maybe there's some patch I wasn't aware of, or maybe it's unique to this faction. So I would have picked High Psi Act if I could, but I can't, so... I guess, we already have militarists and pacifists, and that's why we're not... Yeah, I'm really not sure why this law is not at the start. Anyway, we don't have High Psi Act. We can pick up Trusted Brokers or lower fleet costs instead. But neither of those are important for the early game. So I think I'm just going to go toys for boys or toys for all sorts of children. That improves our dust production, but it also improves other things, like our food production on the main system, our influence, and also our science. And as you can see, the Xenolinguistics is coming down a turn earlier. It reduces our industry, but, you know, sacrifices. Now we can go for Cerebral Reality or Drone Network first. Caravels are scouts, by the way, because we don't have colony ships. Scouts are a bit more important, but we already start with enough of them, so that's fine. Now, do I want Cerebral Reality or do I want Drone Network? They're both good upgrades. This gives us food and industry, which we're really lacking, but this gives us dust and science, which we desperately need. I almost want Cerebral Reality first. Not sure which is correct here. The thing is, we start building one and then we get the next. Then we have to put the next one on hold for Xenolinguistics. I guess I really desperately want Xeno because of how weak our industry is. So I'm going to go Drain Networks first to help you build Xeno a bit faster. And also building population a bit faster is not bad. Although, here we have Desert and Lava Planet. We're not going to colonize them that quickly. Maybe the steppes we want to colonize faster though. It's temperate, so that's nice. And also this binary moons upgrade is good for later in the game, when we can exploit moons. So let's just go with that. We have a decent law active. I forgot we couldn't get High Psi Act, which is actually kind of bad because we desperately want Xenolinguistics and also next Xenology. For the bonus upgrades to science and industry, we'll get from Temperate and Fertile. As usual, here, Xeno-Industrial Infrastructure gives us bonus industry, a lot of bonus industry on Temperate and Fertile planets. And Public-Private Partnership from Xenobiology gives us a lot of bonus science per Fertile and Temperate planets. So we have a Fertile and Temperate starting planet, so those two upgrades are, as usual, really strong, and especially strong for us. But we don't have enough industry and science to get them very quickly, so, you know. That's unfortunate, but whatever. Now we've decided laws, science, and production. Now we have to think about our hero. And this is Yelkshin. Where is he? Damn it. So, Yelkshin is basically a decent, well, he's a pretty good governor. I have to check through the Lumeris skills as well. We get bonus dust per normalized and colonized planets. So 10 bonus dust if we apply this on our home system. That's pretty significant. We can get bonus dust per planets on system. We can get, well, improved fleets is also fine. Bonus science production is pretty decent in the early game actually. So the Seeker skill tree is better suited to being a fleet commander, but the Lumeris skill tree is pretty well suited to being a governor. Look, bonus industry per population, bonus influence and star system trade value, more bonuses to dust and influence, and finally bonus food and industry from trade routes. So this is a very strong governor choice, I think, in general. I think Lumeris would be good governor choices, especially since we value dust higher than normal, and also we value trade routes a little bit higher than normal because we can get more of them, you know. Now let's get Yelkshin here. And we could start expeditions on this planet. But there are no curiosities here, unfortunately. So no free XP on my hero. Oh, and I shouldn't forget to upgrade my hero. So here we start with a good engine. That's great. We can move really quickly. Or we can just get even more probes. Yeah, I got probe stock 2. I think I want 2 probes so we can get a probe every other turn. Wait, this is actually better. Yeah, so I definitely want the better probes, and then I'm going to strip off these weapons because I don't want to be fighting with this ship. I guess I could have left a weapon for the same cost or whatever. And at 6 movement speed, it's actually pretty fast, so I think it's fine like this. I think it's going to be similar to our caravels. Let's just double check. I think they have... Yeah, they actually have normal probes. Let's see, do they have any non... Okay, these are these are weapon and armor slots, so we can't use them for probes and engines. Okay, so our caravels are fine, but I think our hero should be able to do a good amount of scouting on his own. Yeah, our hero ship is actually able to store way more probes. Although it looks like the hero doesn't benefit from the bonuses we give to probes normally. Wait, no, damn it. Anyway, I accidentally pressed the scouting button there. Nope, damn it. The auto scout button, curses. Anyway, doesn't actually matter, that's probably the move I would have made. Or it's not a bad move now that I think about it. And this is a good planet, actually. If we could colonize it. And here's a forest of Jadonix, that's also a good planet, and we can colonize it. So that's a great system to start with. That's wonderful. Now I'm going to send the caravel here. And I'll just send my hero here. Maybe I should have sent the caravel in the other direction, but whatever. So now that we've scouted this planet out, we can just buy a colony out. It would be nice if we could check this. And I think I might do that with this ship next. Because I have a hero going in this direction. So now we can think about buying up the colony immediately. The thing is, it's going to be kind of bad because we're going to lose food production on our main system. But also that's kind of good because this planet looks really strong. We get Jadonix right away. Jadonix is excellent. If we can get to this tier and get the Jadonix upgrade, or like the ability system upgrade, we can get 60 bonus industry from Jadonix, which is insane. So Jadonix, together with Blue Cap Mold, is one of the 2 most powerful... I didn't notice Dustwood was here. Where is it? So Jadonix, along with Blue Cap Mold, is one of the most powerful early game luxury resources, or just generally one of the most powerful luxury resources. And the fact that we have it is great. And also here's more Jadonix. So I think we should just, prepare for improving our Jadonix production. As soon as we get those planet unlocks. So we want the arid, we want the steppes, and then I think we want to go up for this level 3. So the fact that we have Jadonix nearby means we should really plan around it. Jadonix is overpowered, like... Yeah. And as you can see, there are these weird-ass bird-like things over there. On this forest planet. So this is a solid planet choice. Although I would like to be able to boost its production. Generally, if you can get colonies faster, that's going to be better than getting more colonies, because then it's going to tax our main system's food supply a bit less. As you can see, the population is not growing. Ever. But that's fine for now. I really do want this planet. And also, I think I start getting Jadonix each turn now. Yeah. So the real value for getting this colony up going faster is that we get Jadonix right away. The sooner we get Jadonix, the sooner we can get that 60 industry boost, which is insane. So I think it might be valid to sort of delay our expansion. But I don't... It's at different points, but I don't think that's valid right now. Mainly because Jadonix. So good. Alright. As you can see, we get a new probe every turn, which is great. Now here, we can research, or search these curiosities. Always good to search curiosities because they give you random rewards. And we get... And also it gives you more information about the planets. We got some science, which is good because xenolinguistics faster is very important. So now we're getting xenolinguistics a couple of turns earlier, which is basically like huge for early game. Now this small desert has strange fossils, which is good. Doesn't show me the tooltip for some reason, but we can't colonize deserts yet because deserts are pretty high tier planets. I'm just going to send probes in these directions so I know which way to go next. I'm going to send this in this direction so I can check the curiosity here. And if the curiosity is good, that will be great for our colony. If not, then, it happens. Alright. Sometimes it'll tell you ships have nothing to do if you haven't chosen their movement, even though they have no choice, really. Okay, it's sending a ship there. Oh, I haven't talked about laws. I mean, I thought Toys for Boys would be fine for the next couple of turns. Because we're in a republic, our law effects are intensified. But we have relatively few law slots. So right thing rule gives us bonus... Oh, that's why we're getting bonus dust from this. Okay, never mind. It's because we're a republic. Toys for Boys is giving us more happiness than otherwise would. And I think this should be exactly 100. Actually, it's a little bit more than 100. It's possible we can get rid of Toys for Boys at some point for something more productive. Alright, we got some titanium. That's pretty good. So what that basically means is that we're going to have access to the titanium special resource very soon. As soon as we get xenolinguistics, and then we'll also get that resource in addition to Jadonix. So this is a great start resource-wise. I guess we'll just continue along this direction. We can send a probe along there. Although the probes are coming in that direction already. Yeah, I just want to search out as many locations as I can, so I know where to expand and what to expect. Also, if we find a minor civilization, we can start dumping influence into impressing them, which is always important. Especially as pacifists. You're not going to conquer minor civilizations, you're going to have to, you know, impress them the peaceful way or the right way. Okay, here's another planet we could colonize. It's monsoon, so that's a good choice. Or we can just accelerate this planet. I think that's better. It's better to get the colony out faster. Even though it costs us dust, we'd rather have a new colony faster than have a lot of different outposts, because each outpost taxes our food production on the main system. So we still want to make outposts, right? It's better to have new systems than grow our main system. But if our main system is starving because of our outposts, there's probably something we could have done differently. Now, there's a weird exploity trick thing you can do with the Lumeris. Or at least you could do more easily with the Lumeris. When you have... I should always check that my hero can't snap back. It's only 5 turns. I should probably memorize the turn. I think turn 9 when that happens. So, the main thing is if you find a new planet where it's impossible for them to send ships to you, like it's outside of the normal star lanes, then you can colonize it with the Lumeris, and it's impossible... Excuse me. You can colonize it with the Lumeris, but it's at that point impossible for them to send ships to it. So actually you get a colony or new outpost without draining the food on your main system. So if we could do that, that'd be nice. Although it doesn't look like, at least so far, we found anything like that. I'm just going to keep searching curiosities with my hero, because curiosities gets us XP, and the more XP we get on a hero, the easier it will be for us to generate those extra skills. And the hero has no movement points, so I'll just leave him here and see if those probes uncover anything. This has no movement points either. Yeah, that's fine. We're getting Xeno in 2 turns because of our science boost. We're so good at science, that's why I improved at it. And at that point we'll have drone networks, we'll have a bit of extra food to grow our population, a bit of extra industry to get Xeno out faster. And after that we can pick up the public-private partnership, get bonus science, and then I think we should pick up the next planet in this solar system here, the steps with the Jadonix. Get even more Jadonix. And also get bonus industry and science from the planet. So steps are here, we get that. And at that point, I think we might even want planetary landscaping just for bonus food production on our main system. So that's kind of what I had planned. We might want to skip in this direction to pick up Jadonix boosters sooner though. And then we might want to prioritize dust production. But that's my initial plan regarding science. Again, I think Toys for Boys... Again, toys for all kinds of children should be the one. So Arden is the kid, and we are playing as the head of the Mafia family. So Arden managed to upset all of the other major families in the cinematic. So yeah, not great. But Arden is confident that they'll come back looking for dust, or they're keen to make dust, or aka the endless spaces substitute for money. And the kid rightly predicts that they do come back. So now we can choose which faction quest we want to go with. Which of these other three families we want to support, or we want us to support. Whose support do we want, basically? We can simulate a minor faction. And that will give us bonus dust trees, which is less important because we already have Jadonix. We can be present on 4 planets, which will give us bonus dust. Or we can discover 50% of the systems in galaxy, which give us bonus titanium. This looks easiest to do, and also, yeah, it looks easier to do than those two. And the reward of 200 dust might actually make a difference. I'm not sure about the 50 titanium, but this will let us expand faster. So I think Omkar, whatever they're called, is the correct choice. Wait, the Omkar there. No. I'm terrible. We still haven't found a minor faction though. This is a little bit worrying. I mean, it's not like a big deal if we don't find one, but it would really be nice to do so. I guess I'll just keep sending in this direction. We've already found a new planet. We don't have to keep vision of a planet to be able to colonize it. Yeah. Okay, so we found something here, and it's a system that's kind of like a dead end. So this fleet can go back there. I think our hero should continue this direction, unless there's lots of curiosities here. There's 2 curiosities. That's neat, but hopefully we'll find more on the other side. In less than 4 turns. Or maybe this is a long space bridge to a different region. Okay, that would be bad, but it's fine. We have enough time to get our hero to the other side and then snap them back. Basically, you can't snap your hero back during transit, even though some journeys take longer than a turn. Or way longer. Now here, we can upgrade this, but I don't think it's worth spending that much influence. I'd rather spend dust. And also, it drains more from our main system, so it costs us even more food from our main system, so I don't think that's worth it. As long as we're just getting the Jadonix from here, actually. So, oh, we did discover a new manufacturer. That's good. We can spend influence to praise them, to basically turn influence into other resources. And we finally got the Xeno industrial infrastructure. Then I can build that, then Xenobiology pops, we build that, and then we build Cerebral after that, I think. And then our industry will be well set up. Again, I often go for Xeno, and that's just because it's just good. It is kind of boring, but it's also just very potent. Now, searching curiosities for a minor faction gets them to like you, but each time you get them to like you a bit more, it costs more influence to get them to like you more. So you want to spend your influence first, and then do curiosities. Sorry. Now, the way we get actually, I forgot, we don't actually spend influence. We spend bribes via dust. I completely overlooked that. Well, I completely forgot that, never mind. So I'm gonna save my dust, rather. And be present on other planets later. And now, given that that's the case, maybe I do actually want to spend influence from this. We have 20 food here for an 11 turn change, but if we spend extra influence there, let's see how much it costs. Actually, our food is negative at that point. So, not that interested in that until we have bonus. Until we have bonus food production. I'm just going to search both the curiosities for them. I guess I can keep sending the scout here, though maybe the hero will uncover something, which means the scout should head in a different direction. Getting a lot of titanium now. And we discovered another minor faction. Good to know about these minor factions. Although, again, spending dust on them is going to be a little bit problematic, I think. Alright. Now, a hero could snap back in 2 turns to be a governor. I do still want to do some scouting, though. I don't know if I should have sent that probe as well. That was a mistake. I would have had an extra probe to spend on searching these curiosities. Yeah, so I shouldn't have done that, but I just didn't register for me that those were a lot of curiosities at the same time. But yeah, I should have been more sparing with my probes there, just because of the extra experience of my hero. But we don't have to snap them back immediately, I don't think. The problem is, the longer we wait, the less value we're going to get out of these economy traits. Okay, that's the general quest. There's even more minor factions. Alright, we could think about... Okay, we've sort of met the Unfallen. I almost want to immediately force peace with them, although we can't. So the reason to force peace is that it allows us to just make sure that the faction is not going to be attacking us. But a lot of times factions will warm up to you after you force peace. So I definitely recommend you do that in general. Oh, we've got extra Jadonix, nice. I might even keep my hero here to get extra experience. Although, I don't know, maybe not. Let's search here. Okay, cool. We got a legendary deed. I haven't checked the legendary deeds. One of them was getting curiosities for Hyperion. It's good that we finished that. The other is being the first to produce 100 dust in the star system. It's going to be very hard for human players to do. And we're getting Jadonix anyway, so not that easy. Well, not that important. I don't know what the military ones are, but this Endless Research Park and Endless World is something we could get if we had a lot of industry. Not something our faction is usually great at, but okay. I suspect this side is not something we have to explore too much. Although it would take us forever to actually go down and explore their territory. But maybe it's correct to send the ship down here. It can take us 11 turns. Ugh. Maybe I'd rather wait along here and then explore curiosities in this area. And then later we can jump over here using non-Starlane's warping technology, like baryonic shielding. Basically baryonic shielding. It's only baryonic shielding. Yeah. Let's just... Yeah, I completed that. Let's just keep our hero here for one turn at least. And think about spending more turns. The thing is, I have to value the... Unfortunately, there were no colonies there for us to grab. Like I said, it's better if you grab colonies that are not close by. Or they're not reachable by your ships. They're not on star lanes to your main system, basically. Now, I should be thinking about picking up a new colony, but it costs 351 dust. And I would have had that if I hadn't invested in this merchants and money, but I think getting the expansion up a bit sooner is a bit more important because of the dust overlap. Or the dust cost, I should say. And because of the dust required for new colonies, I'm a bit hesitant to go sort of all out in bribing these minor factions. As you can see, we reveal curiosities for them. They're happy with us, but we'd have to spend more dust to bribe them and make them interested in being our allies. So, unlike actual other factions, we can't spend influence for that. And we could spend influence for accelerating this colony, but at the cost of severely reducing our food at home, to the point we'd have to worry about starving our main population, which is actually already a concern. Outposts are kind of crazy like that. I think once we get xenobiology, maybe I just want to get the food upgrade a bit sooner, and then go back for machine bacteria. Just so we can... maybe I'll just make my decision next turn. I'm going to have to choose right now. I'm just going to stay here with this fleet, and then here with this fleet, and just get a couple of curiosities. Or maybe this fleet should... No, never mind, already implemented. And next turn I can actually move this hero already. So now I have to think, do I want the extra experience and extra curiosities revealed here? Or do I want this first skill? Now this skill gives us bonus dust per planet on system, and bonus dust on system. And this skill gives us bonus science. The question is, do we really want 15 bonus science at this stage in the game? And the answer might be yes. Look how much of our science production 15 would be. It would be a huge upgrade. That upgrade is not very good late in the game, but at the start of the game it's very solid. So let's just pick that up and move our hero over. And as long as we can pick up some anomalies, they can also generate some extra dust. Meaning I think we can think about just picking up the extra steps planet. Why did that go down? Nah, whatever. So I think things are going okay. I don't want to say swimmingly because we're playing a water faction. But we're going to pick up Xeno pretty soon, and then we're going to pick up machine bacteria for the steps planet. And at that point we have some choices. We could go aggressively pursue this tier 3. Aggressively pursue this tier 3 to get the Jadonix bonus on our systems. Or we can get the extra food first. And I think... I mean, I could go for that boost right away and just forget about the steps planet. Maybe that's even better. So this G-Goods exchange is important for us because we can sell these random resources we get and turn it into dust and expand way faster. And the miners union is neat. It gives us extra resource deposits, but it's not something we're like actively excited about. But it's good. This intergalactic supermarket is also good if we're going to upgrade our system, and buying stuff out of dust is okay, not something we desperately want early in the game. It's better later. And here the Xenotourism Agency is a neat dust upgrade if we have planets of luxury deposits, which we do. And also this upgrade lets us turn our planets into better dust producers. So I think I'm into these upgrades. Then we get the Jadonix bonus. And then we can bounce back, pick up machine bacteria, which I shouldn't have upgraded right away, as you can see. I did a bit of it, but I didn't think about that properly. And maybe planetary landscaping in some order. But this will be important because extra dust means other colonies get set up way faster, and we'll suddenly have way more to spend on new systems. Which is very, very nice, actually. And also we have more to spend on... If we're running out of food, and we don't want to colonize make new outposts, instead we can just try and charm these populations with bribes. But even more influence. If we keep getting influence at this rate, we might as well just force peace. Basically, once you force peace, the Unfallen will be pretty quickly impressed by your empire. And it's going to be a lot faster than if we just wait for them to warm up to us. Okay, we found a new colony. We discovered yet another miner faction. And our food production is actually good now. Though not for long. We have Temperate and Fertile here, so we should get Xeno right away. And then probably Public-Private, maybe. We have Arid here with Mutated Flora, so that's not bad either. Yeah, given the fact that we have Jadonix coming in so quickly, or we will have once we pick up this steps, I think it's correct just to go for this Jadonix booster. We can boost the industry on our off planet, here Galto, and just accelerate its growth a lot. Or generally on other colonies as well. So I think that was a good choice. Now, fortunately we got this extra Hyperion, so we can sell it on the marketplace in 5 turns. And hopefully our hero will level up sooner, because we are pretty low on science, actually. Yeah, I kind of regret not wasting that or not using that probe wisely, basically, at this point. Here we can send out 2 probes, and there's a lot of curiosities on the systems, on this planet. And we got some science, that's excellent. And we got even more Jadonix, which is good, because actually we sort of want as much Jadonix as possible, so we can set up even faster. And now we got that, and pretty soon our hero will level as well. We can even get some bonus to dust if we think our science is going to be doing fine. I almost want Cerebral as well. This is going to take forever because our industry is not that strong, like I mentioned earlier. And infinite supermarkets is good to improve our happiness, but we're currently in ecstatic together with this Toys for Boys. Question is, do we think that's an opportunity loss, like if we want Super Tax Act instead? But I don't necessarily think so. I think we're fine without it. Let me double check what this thing does actually before I... Gives us bonus dust on sterile and bonus dust per population. So it's okay, but it's not really that exciting. I wonder if maybe this is just better. I mean, the question is, which upgrade do we think will get us more dust? We just do the math actually. So if that's going to give us 4 per planet on something with... So that's going to give us 1, 2, 5, 20... Somewhere in the ballpark of like 32 bonus dust on that planet. And maybe something in the ballpark of... so these are 6. This is 6 and 5, so it's 11, 44. So that's going to give us more dust eventually than this is. The question is, and also this thing is a lot harder to build industry-wise. Yeah, so I think Astrofinance is probably correct. Though, again, none of these are really exciting. We could also go for this Luxuries Lottery combined with the Ash Planets, but we don't actually have Ash Planets, I think. No, we have Lava Planets. And Lava, yeah, it's not Ash. Weirdly enough. It's quite different. Alright. Well, it's not that weird, actually. It's pretty cool that there's so many different kind of biomes. Okay, we're just going to keep searching curiosities here. Maybe I could have used them more productively if I was a bit... Yeah, okay, this is impossible to get as the human player unless you sub... Like, maybe there's some way you can do it, but it's just generally, I think, quite hard. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, in a couple of turns we have the galactic commodities, and then we can afford... We can just dump our resources into dust and just buy out some new planets. I sort of want this planet, just because even more titanium is good, because we can sell more titanium, gets us more dust. And it's a good planet otherwise. We can also go for Fatia. It's next to the Unfallen, but they don't have influence zones, like traditional ones. And if we're in alliance, it won't matter to us. And this planet is great. Like, yeah, it's just spectacular, actually. I mean, not only is it a good planet type, but then there's lots of planets in the system as well. And it has titanium and Jadonix, which are things we want because of the luxury boost and stuff as well. I almost wonder if I should send this fleet over here, just because inevitably, yeah, I think I should, because inevitably I want to search the curiosities there, and I need to know what's happening here at some point. And this fleet has sort of got this area handled. By fleet I mean like a ship, because I'm a pleb. I can't hire good ships. Too poor. Now I think, oh yeah, Yelchin leveled. So do we want up to 30 science at this point? We'd still be getting a substantial chunk of science, although next turn we're getting another 30. Okay, so this is like, so we're getting half a public-private with this upgrade. We can also get more dust. We're only getting like 10 dust, so I guess this is more important. We're getting this upgrade as well. This is really good. But, yeah, the bonus science is also really good. And I think we have to try and rush things science-wise. Science and industry are really the two most important early game resources. Although, for us, dust is equally important, because... Well, not equally, but dust is also very important. Okay, can I actually afford the new outpost? The sooner we get the outpost, the sooner we can prove... Well, the less we have to worry about yellow just randomly picking up. And I think I want it right now. Now, we can spend influence, but I want to use influence to force them into peace. And again, spending influence means we're going to lose a lot of extra food from our main planets, which is bad. As you can see, the outpost is costing us a decent chunk of food. Actually, they have 40. Maybe we should send the... Maybe we should send the outpost to our other outpost and grow our main system. That came out a bit convoluted. Basically, I mean, maybe we should ask the outpost to demand stuff from our other another new system. So you can change in the menu which system provides the outpost. And look, this system is doing better on food when it's siphoning or sending some of its food to the new outpost. Which is weird how that works, but we still want to spend 250 dust to get this up a bit faster, I think. Once we get the Galactic Commodities Exchange, we'll probably get a huge burst of dust, so that should be feasible. We're gonna get, yeah, we're just gonna get more curiosities here and then probably explore more in this direction. It's really nice to have 2 scouts at the start. Okay, now they are happier with us. Means that we get some dust and science for them. Pretty neat. In a way, we'd be spending dust to get dust. For other factions, it's spending influence to get dust and science. But for us, it's more dust, because we're really dust-centric. Forcing peace is still too expensive for us. It is something we do want to do, though, because the sooner we force peace, the sooner we're at peace, the... Yeah. I mean, it's something we want to do anyways. It's not as pressing as if they were a militaristic faction. They're not, but I just want to get off to good relationships, or good relations, as quickly as possible. And what else are we going to use the influence for, really? We can't use it to buy out minor factions. Well, buy out, but you know what I mean. So now we can sell things. We can sell Hyperion. We don't have any production of this, but look how much we're getting. Like, dust-wise, this is several colonies worth. So, ideally, we're just going to sell everything right now. And also on our new planets, like, when we get Lyra, we'll have a Hyperion deposit. It's not the end of the world. As long as we get this stupid thing at some point. So, I think we should just sell everything. And now we're basically on track. I don't want any of this. I do want to keep the Jadonix, though. Jadonix is very important. So now we have a ton of dust which we can use to buy new colonies. Or accelerate the production of our old ones. So Fatia, accelerate that, coming off in 14 turns. Now we can also go to Nis. This is a medium tundra. That's decent. Lyra is. Tiny Monsoon. It's probably 1 MP actually. Okay, let's just check that we're not overburdening our systems. We probably are. Yeah, okay, so we don't want to overdo it here. Yeah, we don't... I mean, it's fine for now. But we do want to get some extra food production at some point, just so we can make sure that we're actually growing our population as well. So we're expanding quite quickly. Not as quick as some of the other factions can do it, but okay. Okay, so now we've actually completed this quest. We got another shot of dust, and that's really nice. The next quest is to reach more dust production, and then we get this Black Tax Authority, which lets us generate more dust on our home system, and we can only build it on other home systems of minor civilizations and major civilizations. So this is a long-term, a really nice boost, but we have to plan ahead for it. And generating a lot of dust is not super easy. Like, our main system is not even getting us that much at the moment. I think we should get infinite supermarkets, or we can get another caravel in the meantime. Maybe another ship. Actually, I don't think I need another ship. So let's get infinite supermarkets. In a couple of turns, I'll hopefully be able to force peace. And it just keeps getting more expensive, so I might as well do it sooner rather than later. Now, I can also spend dust to bribe these people into liking us. Let me wait till it's relatively cheap. We can also bribe them into liking us. And they just naturally are pacifists, so they slowly generate approval anyways. Or we can try and bribe these people, but it looks like yellow has a foothold there. The thing is, if I bribe people far away from me, or my home system, it's going to be worth more, because these systems are going to get bribed at some point anyway. I don't have to contest these, basically, but I might have to contest the system with yellow. So I sort of feel like going for bribes there, if I go for bribes anywhere. The thing is, I could colonize yet another planet, but it will be overburdening our food production. And also costs quite a lot compared to bribing planets. So let's split the difference. Also, wait, they have blue cap mold here? Yes! Blue cap mold is great. Well, they can't actually colonize this planet. But, well, once we do, we will get blue cap mold, and blue cap mold is after Jadonix, or maybe tied with Jadonix, or maybe sometimes it's better than Jadonix. It's the other best resource in the game, or luxury, because it gives you a flat boost to science, which is really good. Science and industry, really strong. I actually made a video on that, I'll probably link it at the end, about why some resources are better than others. And basically science and industry are good because they get you other resources a bit more efficiently than other resources can. They basically transform into other resources. Now let's just bribe them. Basically we're getting our praise on. We can do this very quickly. Basically in 10 turns we'll be at 60 with them, which will be enough to get this assistance and convert them. So that's more than enough for us. You always want to aim like exactly for 50 if you're trying to complete their quest. And if you're not, shoot for 100 and try and buy them out. Yeah, I think it's pretty thematic that we have to bribe, or we end up bribing minor civilizations as the as Lumeris, because it's appropriately sketchy and like, you know, like there's some dodgy business deals happening here. Instead of you know, maybe like more legit ways of convincing other people to join your empire. It's kind of neat because Lumeris are pacifists, but it doesn't mean they're good. They're like morally, you know, good guys or stereotypical. What I mean is like that doesn't mean that they're stereotypical. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't mean that they're stereotypical like white knight characters or anything. They are good. Well, they're not warriors. Let's put it that way. But not every faction has to be warlike to be morally checkered or whatever. What the word is. Okay, we got some extra science there. Oh, we get to choose whether they want to make these beautiful creatures into cattle or pets. Oh no, I want to choose the pets, but the cattle bonus is better for us. So. Sorry, you're so beautiful, but you know I'm trying to win. I hate that choice because I know what's right to do for my empire, but also I know what's right to do for, you know, weird cattle creatures. Now, xenotourism would be better, would be good here, but not until we've colonized this planet. So I'm just going to leave that. But we did complete this technology last turn, and that means we can get Jadonix boosters in our cities. Now here we're going to pop that there. And what that means, Jadonix is locked in as our level 2 modernization research. We can't change that now. But basically, per 25 Jadonix, we can get a super powerful upgrade on our systems. We upgrade the system level, meaning that we get the system level bonus in that system, along with other bonuses associated with that. I'm just checking how expensive it is to get another colony. I kind of don't, because food production will be cut again. And the cattle is just keeping us growing despite everything, but yeah. I'm going to get the modernization here first, and then it'll help us pick up Xeno faster. Now I could get the modernization on my main system, and I think I will. Because it's still going to take a while for these... sorry, it's... Where's my other colony? Oh yeah, here. It's still going to take a while for these outposts to pop. And at that point I should probably be able to get extra Jadonix. I'm producing like 4 turns. It's ridiculous. And pretty soon I'm producing like 6 a turn when I get that new planet. Machine Bacteria. And then we're just going to get some food upgrades just to make sure we generate a bit more of that. These are not great upgrades, and neither are these. I don't like the food upgrades. Like, they don't give you a lot of... they don't give you a lot for what you put in for them, basically. They're not very efficient. But you can't just completely ignore that resource because... I mean, I want to, but I can't. I shouldn't just completely ignore that resource because I don't like inefficient upgrades. Now, I can consider just buffing our relationship with these people. And I think it's going to be better than getting a new colony, at least for now. So let's ditch into them until we ditch into them. Sound good? That means we're going to get 7 a turn. Actually, I think I overshot 50 by a little bit. Whoops! Getting a bit aggressive there with my clicking. So you should. What I should have done there is just check that you're getting to 50 within 10 turns. You always stack the bribes at the same time, so they come off at the same time, meaning that you don't have to wait before the bribes cost less, because each bribe costs less depending on how much you're gaining with that faction. That's basically how it works. I got a bit over-eager there. Yeah, now we can get public-private. I do want to get this arid planet. Where is the arid here? Oh, it's here. And I think I should try and pick that up eventually, yeah. Because this arid planet is pretty solid. It gives us even more Jadonix, which is again something we should maximize. Yeah. This is basically like... This is basically going really well, mostly because of that Jadonix. I would never proxy this aggressively if I wasn't playing against Unfallen. They're really not that aggressive. It is a bit of an aggressive move there. And now I can also have Force Peace. So they're initially weirded out because forcing peace on them is... Like, forcing something on them is strange, but they'll warm up to us because we're at peace. So that's kind of like the thing. If you're a pacifist, you should use that force peace button. It's part of your playstyle. It's how you make sure you get peace, even if they're not interested. But it's also very powerful and important. I recommend you... Yeah, I just recommend you go for that option if you can. Pretty soon we're going to pick up planetary landscaping and pick up these arid planets. Yeah, and I think everything is going pretty okay here. We picked up this last curiosity, got some super spuds. These are all things I could be selling, and I probably should be. Yeah, super spuds suck. Okay, they're not that bad, but we're not going to buy out that much that the battle bonus is going to be relevant. So we have a lot of dust here. It means we could pick up another planet if we wanted. Could we? Actually, never mind. We still don't have enough dust to pick up another planet. So we want to get some stuff like xenotourism agencies to improve our system dust production. And also, once we get this new planet, Yalshin will hopefully upgrade to give us this bonus. And we can also just get... We can get other things like this multi-thread management to improve our dust production. Again, sort of like the food upgrades, the dust upgrades are not so strong in this game. Yeah. Like, consider this. Here, epigenetic crop seeding gives us 2 bonus food per population on planets. But the problem is you need to actually already have population on planets for this to be worth it. This intensive cultivation logistics gives us 10 bonus food per luxury resource. So we need to pick up this planet before that's even that worth it. And also they are obviously a lot more expensive than these upgrades. Even like intensive cultivation is only a bit more industry expensive, and it's guaranteed to get us 50 plus food production. So it's going to be better than these two almost all of the time. We might still want them because we need extra food if we're going to expand so rapidly. But yeah, it's not that exciting basically. I wish I had the extra dust back from overshooting. I think of this, not this manufacturing, because then I could more easily get a new planet, but okay. It's important to wait as well. Here we can try and impress them as well, improve our manufacture. But, okay, we can try and shoot high with them as well. Basically, I can just go for all of these 3 manufactions. And I just wonder whether that's better than getting new colonies. How much do we actually need to get to 60 or 50 with them? Not that much. Like with 3 a turn, it's going to be very easy. With 1 a turn, it's going to take... it's worth the 50 dust. Alright. So, I think I should stop at this point. So, what's the recap from this episode? So the Dust, or the expansion through Dust, is very powerful in the early game. Which I forgot to mention at the start, is that this Galactic Commodities Exchange let us cash in our extra titanium and Hyperium for new colonies. And the fact that we got Jadonix is very fortunate, because our faction typically struggles a bit with industry. Now, think about how good Jadonix is here, like just basically accounting for half of our industry. And now imagine Jadonix on factions which are actually good at industry. And you sort of get an idea of how disgusting Jadonix can be if you get it early. Blue Cap Molder, which we're going to think about getting here, is also disgusting, but it comes in a bit later because it improves your science production on all of your systems. Meaning that it's kind of like the Jadonix of science. Probably Jadonix is just better at this stage in the game, but Blue Cap Mold can also do some amazing things. So we've gotten some good luxuries, and we've expanded quite aggressively. Partly because we could force peace with the Unfallen, and because the Unfallen are naturally peaceful. And I think this is a good start. We don't have to worry too much about being eaten by our neighbor, like we would be if they were Cravers. And we got a couple of territories and some footholds in some minor civilizations, diplomacies. I avoided this one because it might get snatched by this AI, so I don't want to risk it too much. So it looks like we can expand to maybe, hopefully, 7 systems relatively quickly with those quests. Up to 7 systems. And then, as we get more dust production from nice upgrades, maybe like Workers' Campus here. No, actually, Workers' Campus is worse than I remember it being. Anyway, as we get more upgrades for dust production, I think we can continue expanding at a fast rate. And I think after that, we can think about going into what our faction is actually good at, which is... well, our faction is good at expanding, right? But it's also pretty good at trading. And we can think about trading because we have a colony pretty far away from our main system, which is really good for trade routes. Trade routes get better the longer, further away is from your system the exits are. Basically, you make a trade route center and then you make trade route exits, like here, maybe here. So, all in all, I think a pretty solid start to our playthrough here. And I look forward to continuing with the Space Mafia in our next episode. So thanks again for joining me. If you like my commentary, tips, and strategy, please do consider subscribing. And I look forward to seeing you next time.